You don't wanna never count yourself out, make it a great one. Just be sure to leave out the doubt, time to wake up.
Hi, I'm Harrison Tash, author and illustrator of Exit Without Leaving. Today I want to show you one of the most simple leadership hacks that exponentially grow your business. Something I think a lot of leaders overlook, but every high-performing leadership team absolutely depends on. So here it is. Your growth is tied directly to how you treat your high performers. Let's talk about what high performers are for a moment. These are the people who think ahead. They solve problems for your business before they actually show up, meaning they're proactive. They carry weight without being asked, and they raise the standard for everyone around them. And I'm sure as I said this, a few people came to mind. Now, they're not perfect, but they are priceless. Yet, companies unintentionally overload them. Leaders give them the stuff that others don't want to do. They dump and run, then only show up when something goes wrong. They hold them back from moving up in the business because you need them where they are. And you know what I mean? Like they're really good where they are. And Tim's got another 10 years, so I don't need them up in that position. We hold them back and the list goes on. I want you to think of high performers like this. If you were to follow a normal distribution plot, 2% of your employees aren't going to make it. That's these individuals here. They're just not able to keep up with your standards or your values or fill in the blank. 14%, these are kind of below average people. They sometimes show up, but they do it inconsistently. Then there's the 68%. These are the individuals that keep the lights on. Then there's the 14% that are also above average. And then the 2% that I'll call the builders. So look at this and think about your team. Think about your teams, I should say, your employees, and think about who falls into these categories. Now, this isn't a perfect way of thinking about it, but it is a way to kind of understand who are your high performers, who comes to mind when you see the 16%. But here's the thing. We focus so heavily on the 68%. We try to get them above average. Or maybe even sometimes we put a lot of emphasis on the 14% that are below average, trying to get them to average. And my question is, why? Why do we do this? We need to focus on the above average and the builders, those high performers who are going to help you build your business. And here's the biggest advice I can give you. Number one is let them make decisions. High performers don't want more meetings. They want more ownership. They want to use their judgment. When you give them decision-making power, you aren't just empowering them, you're multiplying them. And hopefully in return, with letting them make decisions, they start to make the decision to pour into other people and help make them stronger employees as well. And here's the thing that I want to mention that I know just feels kind of tension at it, right? When you think about let them make decisions, you always think about risk. Yeah, but they're not as familiar with this. They're not as good at this. They are a high performer, but they still need years of experience. What I can tell you is you have to look at yourself and say, how am I holding someone back? Am I letting them get to a certain point and then I'm holding them back as the ceiling? Or am I opening the door and giving them opportunities? And every opportunity you give comes with risk. It's your job to make sure that you look at that risk and say, what kind of risk is associated with it? And what parameters or safety nets can I do to help them so that they don't fall on their face? Number two is pay them what they're worth. High performers create exponential value. They generate revenue, save time, they reduce errors, and they elevate everyone on the team. Paying them properly isn't a cost. It's actually a growth strategy. Often, I see companies wanting to hold back that extra 10 to 15% of the salary. And they're worth it, but why do they hold it back? So that you can save money? So that I can save money? I'm gonna look at myself in the mirror here. Recruiters are hoping you will do that. Recruiters are all over LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. They're trying to find your top performers, the ones that didn't necessarily fill out a resume somewhere else, but if you gave them enough money, they would hop ship and go to the next place. This is your superpower to keep your high performers. You have to pay them what they're worth and invest in them. Know that building a future is just not about clocking in for them. It's about being a part of something bigger, and your job is to help them see how they're a part of a bigger future. And number 3, I want you to remember this truth. One great person is worth more than 3 mediocre ones. I'm not necessarily talking about that 68% that we looked at earlier, but it might be on the lower end of that 68%. Those people that just keep the lights on in your business, but yet they have no motivation or ambition to help you really build it. And if recruiters come knocking, they probably will leave if they get more money because their experience on their resume looks good. Think about those kind of mediocre people that you've been trying to invest in when your high performers are over there begging you to invest in them. And that one great person could be one great tech. It could be a great foreman or an awesome salesperson or a great administrator, or it could be an awesome manager. Whoever it is for you, they can outperform entire teams of average contributors, and this is why you invest in them. It reminds me of the story. I had this client that literally their estimator, their top estimator could do 7 times what the average estimator could do. And over time, they saw that this estimator just kept consistently pouring out. And my one question to them was, why is he not leading the estimating team if he's that good? And the answer normally is, well, we have someone in that spot. But here's the problem. High performers will not work for people who are not as high performer as they are for too long. So here's the hack. When you have a high performer, invest in them hard. Develop them, train them, pay them, give them responsibility, give them opportunities, and give them autonomy. Because high performers don't just add value, they unlock value. They lift the entire culture. They create momentum that the average performer just simply can't. So here's my challenge to you. Use this checklist. Who's your high performer? Who's the one person doing the work of 3? Who's the one person you trust instinctively? Who's the one person everyone else naturally follows? And that's a good hint. Then ask yourself, do they embody your values? Are they the ones who will help you achieve your vision? Do others respect them? And do they hold themselves accountable? If you can say yes to all those things, those people that you listed out, those are the ones that I would want you to spend your most time with. Invest in them so heavily that it almost feels weird. That's the person you build around. Give them decisions, pay them what they're worth, and pour into them. And if you do that consistently, your leadership and your business will grow faster than you thought possible. Hey, thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Please share it with people that you know need to hear this kind of encouragement, these kind of lessons. Contact us at connect@consultlivingwater.com and get free access to our online community for more resources just like this.
Meet Bob. Bob buys, exit without leaving. And that's it. No action, no change. Just another dusty book in the graveyard of good intentions. Bob's business didn't exit, it just left. Now meet Jason. Same book, different story. Instead of using it as a paperweight, he tries the ideas. Wild concept, right? He tailors the principles, teaches his team, and suddenly, boom, growth, freedom, a business that finally works. Without him working 24/7. Exit without leaving. Not just another business book, the one you actually use. Don't be Bob. Pre-order now. Build healthy leaders. Don't be Bob.